This is Living Power with Dan Hurst.
All right, so we're in Luke chapter 2. And today, when we're looking at the shepherds, we're looking at these shepherds that were the first ones who received the notice of the birth of the Messiah. And we're going to pick up actually with verse 15 of Luke chapter 2. When the angels went away from them into heaven, and you remember from 2 weeks ago as we studied how the angels, the heavenly host, which was this huge array of angels, came and really they were worshiping is what they were doing, and the shepherds saw this and were motivated by it. So in verse 15, when the angels went away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let us go over to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has made known to us." Now let me stop right there. I doubt it that the shepherds said it that boringly. I imagine they were so overwhelmed that there was a holy wow in there. You know, it's like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? And what have we just seen? And if what we just heard, did you hear what they said? And did I hear what you heard them say? And they had to probably discuss this amongst themselves and discover that they were all on the same page. And then they said, we need to go into Bethlehem and see what's going on here. And verse 16 says, "And they went with haste, and they found Mary and Joseph and the baby lying in a manger. And when they saw it, they made known the saying that had been told them concerning this child. And all who heard it wondered at what the shepherds told them. But Mary treasured up all these things, pondering them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, as it had been told to them." Now, the shepherds responded to the angel's announcement in some very unshepherd-like ways when you think about it. The scripture says that they hurried into town to see this thing that had happened. Well, you have to realize that the shepherds were normally never in a hurry. Shepherds had a very slow, lifestyle. It was just not something that they were ever anxious to do. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate that. They were a slow group of people. They moved like the sheep moved. They're just slow, just kind of easy going, and they were never in a hurry. And not only that, but they didn't like going into town. That was not a pleasant experience for them. Not only not a pleasant experience for them, but it wasn't a pleasant experience for the townspeople either, to have a bunch of stinky old shepherds coming into town. So this was not something that they would normally do. But the idea that they really wanted to go into town and see what was going on says something to us. Now, they did something really unthinkable for a shepherd. They left their sheep. Now, we might assume that they left someone there to watch the sheep, but it doesn't say that. We don't know that. But anyway, in any case, this handful of shepherds, we don't know how many shepherds there were, but some shepherds dropped everything that they were doing, and they went into town to see this that had happened, which the Lord had told them about. So they go to Bethlehem, and one of the things that I want us to take a look at today is how there are really 5 things that we need to understand and apply in our lives from this story. And so you can kind of take your notes and keep your notes as we go along. But why? First of all, why did they go? Secondly, how did they know where to find the baby? What was it that caused them to find the baby so quickly? And thirdly, how did it affect their lives? And we'll take a look at all of these things as we continue today. The first thing that we see is in verse 15, and that the things that we need to understand and apply in our lives from the story. And the first thing is that discovering Christ is a choice. They had to make the choice. Verse 15 says, "The angels went away from them into heaven. The shepherds said to one another, 'Let's go to Bethlehem.'" They had to make a conscious choice to go discover Christ. Now, let me ask you a question for your life. What has to be dropped? They dropped everything and went to Bethlehem. In your life, what has to be dropped in order for you to completely respond to the Lord? What is it in your life that you have to just completely let go of out there on the mountainside and run into Bethlehem so you can discover Christ? so you can completely respond to God. Listen to what I'm saying here. What comfort zone do you have to step out of to discover God, to discover Christ? What is it that you have to do? What? Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Boy, that must sound awful. I'm getting all kinds of meds and water and you people over there cringing, going, ugh. Thank you very much, brother. Man, that's nasty tasting. What is that? That's why you don't get sick, because then you have to eat the stuff, you know. What is it in your present needs in your life right now that needs to be left on the mountainside in order for you to discover God? In the same way that the shepherds left everything that was important to them, the things that were the focus of their life, and left them on the mountainside to go to Bethlehem. What was it that has to happen in your life to leave on the mountainside to discover Christ? If He is inviting you to discover the Christ, the Messiah, then hurry to Him in the same way that the shepherds did. Drop everything and hurry to the Messiah. Deuteronomy 4:29 says it this way: if you will seek the Lord your God, you will find Him if you search after Him with all your heart and all your soul. Discovering Christ, discovering God, discovering your relationship and your fellowship, not just your relationship. I mean, I'm assuming that all or most of us in this room have a relationship with God already. We've invited Christ to come into our life. But what about the fellowship? What is it in your life that makes it come alive, that becomes real for you on a day-by-day basis? What do you have to step out? What comfort zone do you have to step out of to discover the reality of your relationship and fellowship with God? If you are going to do that in your life, and if you're going to do that for 2014, it has to be with all your heart and all your soul. Jeremiah 29:13 says basically the same thing. You will seek me, and it's a promise, by the way. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. God says that I will reveal myself to you. If you're looking for something, if you're looking to take our relationship to the next level, if you're looking for a reality in your life that is so compelling and life-changing, I will reveal myself to you, but you have to seek me with all that you are, all your heart, all your soul. It has to be a commitment on your part that I will do whatever it takes to discover God and to know Him. So, discovering Christ is a choice. Verse 15.
On behalf of Dan Hurst and the Open Class, we want to thank you for watching. We hope it was a blessing.